Good morning,
Okay.
everyone. My name's Juan Villarreal. I'm here visiting Eric, co-creating some programs for families, children, and their parents about their teaching about their outdoors, and has been working out really well with what you all do, and 4 Elements Earth Education does. And I'm not part of that, but I was just invited to this meeting by Eric. So I'm from South Texas, and we've been traveling for a little over a month, my wife and I, and landed here for now. So it's nice to see all the beautiful faces, and I don't have my glasses, my cheaters on, so they all are a little bit blurry, but still very beautiful. Nice to meet you.
So we'd like to welcome everyone to this call today, that's Zoom, and it's one of our loves and pleasures of Earth Peoples United to gather every season to celebrate the equinox and solstice times and connect our communities and hear the words of the elders, and especially Tat Eric, who's the spiritual leader of Earth Peoples United, to guide us in a prayer to start off this season. I know for a few days after the solstice, we were doing these family camps like Juan shared during the solstice. Really beautiful to see all the children learning the bow drills and the shelters and all these beautiful skills to be with the land. And so I just would like to introduce Tat Eric. I think all of us on the call know him, but for anyone that may be watching this later, Tat Eric is an Achkiach, a spiritual leader of the Kachikal Maya from Guatemala, and has trained and traveled with many nations and brought forth the vision of Earth Peoples United as a way to connect all the different traditions and peoples, and really bring forward those ancient teachings into the world of today, and connecting us with the spiritual and natural worlds. I love when I reflect on our mission statement, how everything we do fulfills that. And just thank you for that sacred walk that you've taken, Eric, through your life, many places, many experiences, and so much wisdom that you impart to us all. And for the beautiful, amazing relatives that you've connected us with. And it's such a pleasure to have you, Juan, with us. And thank you for coming down to join us on this Zoom today and be part of this, because it's really a beautiful gift to have these connecting spaces and times. The nice thing about the computer like this is, like, people are all scattered across in different places. So even though when we're separated physically, we can still come together in this way. So I'm just really grateful, as always, for the circle and for the wisdom that's shared here, and just this opportunity to anchor ourselves in this unique way, and to see all of your faces, and just feel the blessings that we have when we come together like this in a circle or a grid on Zoom. I'd like to pass it over to Nan Raquel, and say thank you to you too for all that you do and all that you hold. And it's really special to actually sit next to you right now and do this together. Very, very rarely happens that way. And I'm just like appreciating seeing our faces in one frame and feeling you right next to me. So thank you. Thank you, sister.
Oh, and just welcome everyone. It's an honor. It's always an honor, but it's just such a gift to gather. And for those of you who are catching us in the recording later, just many blessings to you, and thank you for being with us in spirit. And for all of us who gathered now and maybe joining on this call today, just that, gratitude for making this circle. And I wanted to thanks to the ancestors of Deer Mountain, this land, and the ancestors of each one of us that have brought us together today. And as we open up this call, I just invite us all in our own way to give thanks for where we've come, what we carry, being part of the circle, creating it together. And we've been having just immensely beautiful experiences here on Deer Mountain, and collaborating with Four Elements Earth Education and the leaders there and all the beautiful families that really came and blessed each other in this land up and developed beautiful skills, but did that good work of nurturing each other. You know, what it means to really grow as individuals, to take care of our children, and to appreciate the time and space that we get to have with our elders. It is such a privilege each day. So this is such a good day to give thanks, and I am just so grateful for each one of you. And Matiosha way to you, that Eric. Matiosha way to you, Mount Hetty, and Matiosha way to Nankirana, who helps hold our peoples united with us. And just so much thanks to you, Juan, and Juan Villarreal introduced himself, but I just want to honor where he comes from and his original peoples, the Lupan Apache, and all the beautiful earth honoring ways that even in my little bit of time I've got to experience with you, Juan, has just been such a gift, a gift. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being, thanking each one of you for the same. And I just want to pass this talking stick back over to you, Thought Eric, and say Mateo Chalet again for your walk and the spirit with which you guide this community so that we can all grow and learn together. It's a gift. Mateo Chalet.
Yeah, thank you, Hetty and Raquel, and every one of you who are here present. And so good to see you. And some of you I haven't seen in a little while, you know, Gavin. Wow, it's a good, you know, if Anua's coming today or tomorrow, I think, and it'll be good to connect with, you know, with each other. And got one of my daughters here, Maya, in Hawaii, and so many beautiful relatives, you know, that Dan Caltaru down in Brazil, and up in Oregon and New York, Mariposa, que linda. And so, yeah, Stella there, real close to us, and Jackie coming home, yay, and Melissa's here, the kids, and I don't know, I haven't seen you, maybe Joe Blank, you know, but good to see you here, welcome. And maybe we've seen each other somewhere else, but yeah, we're here, you know, holding the fort, you know, the many forts we have, you know, kind of following the instructions of this day and of all the beautiful efforts, you know, like some of you have come around here quite a bit. You know, we pray, we work together, we dedicate a lot, you know. And pretty soon now, like all of us have long stories, you know, stories of interreactions, lovemaking, you know, gathering together, praying, and that what makes a good relations, you know. And they say, yeah, we travel quite a bit, and as I, you know, my daughter here knows sometimes, you know, we have to go far, you know, to bring that which is good for the center, the family, you know. But so there's many sacrifices along this life, as you all know. We have to give and take, you know. Some of you young ones, you know, that be patient, be strong, be focused, you know, hang around those with the little knowledge or wisdom, or some of these elders that now they need your help, you know, and stick together. Like here, we, you know, a lot of years, you know, that dreams come true, prayers come true. You know, we wanted to have the kids and the families and work on solutions, teaching many about, hey, it's not all the way they tell us, you know, and then we find ourselves not adequate for this world in so many ways, you know, physical, spiritual, educational, health-wise, all kinds of things. So it's like finding our way home. And here, all these kids, I was so inspired because here's teenage girls, using saws and carving with knives and moving around the camp with wheelbarrows full of stuff and being helpful and taking care of the food. And I mean, wow, and with the joy, learning how to be self-sufficient, how to have those skills that maybe in this society, oh, you don't need that stuff. Why would you need to do a fire drill? Or a spark, you have a gas stove, you have a big city, you live in the city, they just turn the light on. But these kids were blindfolded, walking in the dark through the camp, through rocks, bushes, mounds of burned piles. And I mean, it was so amazing. Finding scorpions and rattlesnakes and seeing tracks and poop of bear and this and that. And it's like, wow. Dreams come true, visions, that we are dedicating the little bit that we know for these young ones who are coming up. And everything that one of us know, like art and music and the carving and all kinds of, these kids had like have incredible gifts. It's like, wow. It was a young boy, Joaquin, I'm still like mesmerized what he created in the creek, moving rocks. And maybe somebody knows the name of the shape and form where how the water turns and goes around itself to purify itself. All rivers do that. Water purification is at a certain angle, at a certain flow. If you go too fast, it don't work. If you go too slow, if it doesn't have enough. And I'm like, here this beautiful boy doing this in the creek, just channeling this thing. And the opportunity to have that clean water, have those stones there. And I was like, wow, and all these kids, 1,000 little things like that amounted to, for me, was hope, that like Juan and others, the four elements people, Rick and Tam and others, they're dedicating themselves. ¿Cómo se llama el señor? Jorge.
Oh, Jorge.
Jorge from Brazil, taking the time to share with the kids about self-sufficiency, assurance of themselves, like you, Gavin, with the martial arts and the traveling, and just wow, it gives us hope, because sometimes, others are like, why don't you hear? Why don't you, it's like, it's so heavy, it's heavy, you can't be everywhere and you got to make choices, so this summer solstice, the choices of what do you want your world to be? How you want to unify with each other? How are your gifts being shared? Every day we don't share those gifts, it's a loss. The thousands and thousands of those kids they don't have any examples, and so may you also, all of us, create those things together, so like we share a little bit over there about coming home to the center. And it's not a place, it's the umbilical, where all the instructions were. That's when we said, Rukushkach, Rukushulev, that connection between heaven and earth, between physical and spiritual, the Rukushkach is Rukushulev. The Rukushka is the fire. What is the heart and the center of the fire? Where is it? Well, we know the stars are centers. Our sun is a center, is our grandfather. And so we harness that and bring it to this to be useful. But also we use, as you know, a communication device, sending out the Rukushka. Rukushka is the breath. People say here, oh my God, the air is so fresh up here. It's nice and crisp, and you smell so many things from the land. Rukushuleo, the Mother Earth, and Rukushya, the water that is flowing through. Some of you been here, the creek, singing all day long, 24/7, for who knows how many thousands of years, a song, and as we multiply our journey with all the kids, like 40, 50 kids and elders and parents, so many things uncovered from the earth, from the ancestors, to be held in the memory of that come in. So it's like whatever happened in the past, now is evolution and coming home again to the skills of being with the earth. And we're finding out, because maybe this big rains and snow we had, big chunks of more flowers and more food, and we are now identifying tons, food everywhere, medicines, oh my God, just abundance, eagles and bobcats and all kinds of people like that, all around camp, deer and so forth, and what a way to be, and again, the impressiveness is that these kids were like at home. We've been holding this for a long time for that. And so each and one of you, I know your gifts, man. It's like, wow, let's bring them in because the kids, our people need it. Let's unite in that way, So, and then Rikush Kastemal is what is the heart like of the life force. So like some people call it chi, we call it it's And we were in the lodge just before there's two camps, another camp with a young man, Spencer brought him up. And it's in the lodge until like 2 a.m. and praying. And when the kids went out and they looked at the sky, it was like, oh, everyone, you could hear, oh my God, look at that. Like, wow, just remarkable. And we had to do that, cut wood, find the medicine, go get the Douglas fir, make sure that everybody's safe and having a nice time, and they know protocols too. It's not a run for free and bump into everything and break things, but be respectful. When to run, when to walk, when to sit and listen, when to share, That's the attunements that we learn in these ways, they call it the beauty way. The walks are bent for learning and respect, The walks are bent to learn, to see what was left of our people and how that influenced the world now. And so, and many of you, the sacred gifts you have, it's very humbling for me and exciting to know that you have that within you, and to encourage to unify and make it happen so that we can share that, make the ceremonies, make the gatherings, And then Rukushka Kastemal, the essence within our life force. Another layer inside Rukush Kotzich, the Kotzich Kaslem, the flower of life inside of us, So when we are pouring these feelings, it's this beautiful flower, Like some of us seen the lotus of the heavens. It's a purple lotus flower. It opens the gate, so we go through that and into where the deities, the spirits are. But we got to get through all kinds of our transformation, before we get through that, As you know, some of us have been working with that. So when we said then, grandfathers, grandmothers, may you come. These are the ones who hold the forces of nature here in this dimension, in this world. And you heard some of those names, Palam, Kitse, Kahi, Palumnia. They hold the mountain of fire, emotions of, But we want to turn those emotions to inspiration, love, care, compassion, respect, honor. And then we go to the south, Mahunkutach, where that tree of life is, the southern cross for us in the southern hemisphere. There is where the stories of how we become part of the tree of life. We're never separated from nature, never separated from the trunk of a life force, from our ancestors, the roots, and the branches that go on to the seventh generation after us, So then we go to the west, Balam, Makab, Chomya. These are the ones who take our spirits to when we die, and we're all going to cross that threshold. That's an honor. It will be an honor to release from this world and go into the spirit world. Because by then Creator says, okay, you are done, you're complete. May we celebrate you. May we bring you home. May you go and be an honor to be birthed again to another place. And that spirit will go. And then our job, they say, is to give thanks. So they tell us that 40 days after we die, we go around and say thank you. Go to every place, every person who's still here to touch the earth, touch each other, So some of our elders, when they know they're going to go pretty soon, they start their pilgrimages. They start their giveaway. Start to, hey, I've done this. I used this for so long. Now it's for you to carry it. This is my fan. This is my prayers. This is all this stuff. We start to do that. And then we go to those sacred places to say thank you, Mother Earth. Because I'll never see you again, probably. Not with this body, not with this way of being. So it's only one chance we get. It's only this opportunity. So in the West, then we're going to go to get through the water, purify ourselves. The suelas, the temazcali, we call it, tuj in Maya. We cleanse ourselves all the time like this. We saw the little bit of smoke to take us to the ik, balam, kakisha, ya. The force of the breath of life, the breath we take, a gift from the trees, and then we give a gift back to them. And then they give us more gifts, shade, food, a way to build houses, fire to cook our food. And as we become part of those mountains, the fire mountain, the earth mountain, the water mountain, the air mountain, it all takes who we are. That's what we are. We're fire, water, earth, and spirit, air. Then we go in the middle, the symbol Canil, the four directions. Right there in the middle is the spiritual mountain. That's who we are, the Rukush. All the instructions came through our umbilical, and they continue to connect to the earth and to the spirit. But so many, we don't even recognize it or work with it anymore. A lot of the other medicines, they say, don't touch it, don't put no acupuncture needles, don't put crystals in it, because it's going to activate evolution. Because the connection to the source, the creator, the universe, is still going on. And so a lot of efforts have been made to separate us from that. So we got to go to the land, get to the ceremonies, learn to sweat, learn to dance, learn to pray, learn to talk, learn to light your own fire, learn to find your food, your medicines, learn your way through the world to walk. And a lot of times, not too many want to support you, in family included, loved ones sometimes. So it's a huge dilemma. It tears us apart sometimes. Oh, you're not here because you're doing that. It's like, how do we do this? Spirit calls. And we saw one time, perfect kind of life, they call it the American dream. A nice job, new cars, 3-story houses, all kinds of things. But as the visions we see the big storms coming. And we just I couldn't just sit there, wait for that to come. We had to make preparations, create a little boat. So when those waves come, we're going to surf them. And sometimes we're by ourselves, sometimes we're here together. Sometimes we see each other like, oh, I'm glad to see you. What's your name anyway? Oh, it's okay, but we know each other, spirit way. We know we're these human beings traveling this world together. And now we recognize each other. Now we're going to love each other. Now we're going to create things together. Now we're going to, hey, what did you see over there? And I saw this, So we put the wisdom together, like Juan here and others like you. Many of you have so much wisdom. And we had put it together. We've seen you, Gavin, and others, Panua, and so many names, growing good, making good human beings yourselves. And just a little bit that we added, maybe good memories. My daughter here too. She says, all the stuff that we used to tell them, split wood by the mall, light the fires when it's cold, clean up, pick up, plant, go harvest, do this, do that. Now it's like, oh, I wish I could be doing that with my grandkids, my kids now, because it made something nice. And at that moment it was like, I hate this, I don't want to, package more copal or say it stinks. This stuff is smelling sticky, But now it's like, oh, I wish I could get my fingers stuck again with copal, The memories of youth, the memories of a good home, the memories of good intentions, the memories of those moments that make life a beautiful thing. And then to learn, sure, because those other things are coming too, as you know. Challenge to life, challenge to health, challenge to mind, challenge to spirit, challenge in relationships, challenge everywhere. But together, we know it makes it easy, the navigation. You know that song of when we cross the veil, we got the canoe song, And so may we paddle together in that. Because one person on that big ocean, it's hard, very hard. And so whenever connect with each other, they always told us, go visit the elders, go find out what the kids are at, they're over there in the corner of the street. Well, let's meet up a little bit. Let's go say hi, or let's bring somebody in, like some of you, new to this, like us too, always new, always searching, always alignment, always kind of finding what we can learn. What can we do to make our world better? And so we start to go like all this, calling the kalpuls, we call them kalpuls, the sacred sites. And now they're finding out all the sacred memories are not what they told us the story was. They have given us a different history. And it's up to us to go look at those ancient temples, go into the ancient places, and it will tell you a different story. They will tell you we've been here for millions and millions of years, high places. Not just this is not the first time we have a laptop computer. It's not the first time we holograph ourselves into presence with each other. It's not the first time that we travel intergalactically or interdimensional. We do that all the time. That's who we are. But they told us something different. So to get there, to uncover the lies, go through the all the miscommunication, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of faith and trust, because it's going to challenge what we think we believe what it is, and then it's so different. So as we gather now, we know that millions and millions of our people all over ceremonies gathering, honoring the true planetary clock, because we are biological beings, that we are reacting to the biological of this earth. And when that moments of alignment, full sun up in the north, less light in the south, they're celebrating their winter solstice over there. And we are here the summer solstice. And so both things are happening at the same time. Imagine the light and the dark is working together right now. And so only is difference is the time and difference and the travel and the space, that's all. But what if we unite the two? Where we would have is a full circle. If we connect it like now, Sylvia down in Aymara country, down in Titicaca, Lake Titicaca, they're doing their ceremonies to welcome the winter, And some of you met her, others too. They're doing that, and so their recommendations of people to have kept close to the ceremonial life, which is connection to the earth, connection to the fire, connection to the spirits, connection to the sacred food, the sacred medicines, is that nothing has been lacking in all this time, except the human intention, that put us in this mess, So it's up to us, few of us, But we know that here was like, 12, but up there, another 30, 40, another ones are leaving with the memories of beautiful camp. The families were happy. The others are coming, they're traveling, starting to travel, excited to get here. Others are just waiting for the next sparking of the next new fire. And like, wow, amazing work, amazing gifts to each other. So then we say, Creator, thank you for the opportunity to do these things. Thank you, grandfathers, grandmothers, for all the beauty you shared through your lives to get us this far, to incredible challenges. But here we are celebrating you now. And we can say into the earth, hey, mamitas, papitos, Abuelitos, abuelitas, gracias. Thank you so much for all that you did, and some of it maybe is hard because they didn't know. Maybe it was not functional because they took away our relationship to the sacred ways. And now we have to discover what it's going to be for us to reshape and mold us, reconnect us. So we have a long journey ahead. Some of you, when is it going to be? We've been doing this for 20, 30 years. Yeah, maybe 20, 30,000 years to get back to that pure harmony and balance with life, But it will take us to carry this bundle. You see in the Maya, there's pictures, carvings of the people carrying bundles, And I remember when 2012 came, I was carrying the fire on my shoulder and all the people behind us, up the pyramid. And I was like, wow, what did it took for us to take this walk, carry this fire into our own pyramid that we're taking care of? Well, the years and years pass of hearing the stories, being in the councils, listening, to the guidance, and then purchasing the properties, where are we going to get this money that now everything's buying like that? But eventually we had it, we secured it just in time for us to carry that fire in our own home. Like, wow, what an opportunity. Same thing here. Now to maintain, sustain, and then promote the relationship to the land, to the earth, to that fire. We've been, Heidi and Michelle, and a lot of times by themselves here. Raquel come around, Kirana, others, that spend some time to care for the sanctuary. We, as you know, we call it Pashil Kayala. These are places of prophecy. All the things I heard in the councils and everything, what to do, what are we going to do? What do we have to do? They told us, they drew a picture in our minds with the prayers, holograph. You must be with the land. You must find your water. You must find those medicines, find the foods, and find a way to keep those fires alive. And Maya always said, stay close to those fires and don't let them go out. Don't let that fire go out. Don't, it's hard sometimes. We get disillusioned, we get sad, we get abandoned, or we get challenged, frustrations, like most like humans. We feel more sometimes than just us. And so, it happens over and over. So just the other night, I told her, he says, tell everybody I love them. I came across again the crossroads of, I felt like, okay, this might be the one, to leave, and then we be able to eat something and get back, in the morning, I was okay, but it was again, the dialogue of, should I tell her something's happening to me or should I not? Should I just feel whatever happens and then, wake or not wake, it doesn't matter, But then in the dialogue, it's like, talk to her, wake her up. I don't know what time it was. But those are the journeys of appreciation for some of us, Okay, we did a beautiful camp, all this hope and everything, and then boom, life is like, come on, almost take you out of here. It's like, oh, wait a minute. This is kind of becoming really nice, maybe get an extended visa or something, because it's, I'm feeling really nice about that. But also the challenges to very deep things of us too, it's like, wow, how do we navigate this? What is the best road to take, So here we are celebrating life, talking truth, talking, relationships, because I know all of us is getting squeezed, pulled, stabbed, shattered, and put back together. Wait, that's not where my hand goes, or that's not where my conscience goes, or this, put it like a mold, So this is the navigation of these days, that yes, our world is requiring of us to show up. We heard that from a lot of elders, a lot of people, especially for the young, because they're coming out and then they're left in the street and they're like, now what do I do? Which way I go? Who's there for me? Who can answer these questions? So together we can do that, and we just saw that here. Kids that are like carrying knives, but 4 or 5 years old, very, very, careful. They're not toys. They were really holding to those and proud to be making beadwork and rope out of natural material and walking around and talking about this or that and sitting around by themselves and then playing together and playing with leaves and rocks and sticks. I'm like, wow, whoa, where's all the Disney toys and the Barbies and all that? Nothing like that. Back to the earth. But it takes effort. It takes us, the adults, the elders, who show up to make that our priority. Maybe it's not our kids, maybe, but they'll teach the other kids. And whoever kids can come, adopt them. Say, hey, I love you as my children, and I am here for all of you because, that's going to be the future. And so, and then I hear that others are going to other camps, my kids and grandkids, and it's like, yes, good, to share with each other. So this is today, as we say, celebration, contemplation, a lot of work coming ahead of us. Cut wood, harvest, we just harvest a bunch of tobacco, Shasta tobacco, they call it rabbit ears tobacco. And they weren't there before. And just like Jackie told me, just the seed bank is here, 100 years past. It just needs the proper conditions and it's all gonna come back up. So we gotta work with it and allow it to just sprout and come back. And sure enough, look, bam, all this tobacco, sacred tobacco. We didn't have to plant it or nothing. It's the wild one that comes from Shasta. Other beings are using the tobacco, the medicine. I remember Calvin, one of my first teachers, come over and he said, I gotta go to Shasta, go get some tobacco over there. And never came with him here, but I was able to smell it, and now I see it now, have it on our table here. A bunch of, we picked first harvest. I think we're gonna have like 10 harvests because it's still coming, and others are growing, and the flowers are coming. It's just beautiful. Just a little example, So these other kids were teaching us, 25, 20-year-old kids, biologists already, and like, how much food you got here in this meadow? It's like, well, this looks like a couple flowers here and there. But man, that's all potatoes, onion, some other root they call it for making powder, for make breads and stuff, and so on and so on. It's just like so much medicine, so much food. So we did doctoring the other day with the stinging nettle, and it's still working, So it's like, it's right there, but we got to care for it. So Pashil, Kayala, a place of many reeds. It won't just take me or the way of the Maya or the way of the Apache or anywhere. It's the way of humanity, spiritual people coming into being the people made out of honey, as we heard from us. How can we bring that sweetness, la dulzura de la vida, that sweetness of life? It takes hard work like the bees. It will take us 10,000 kids to recognize that 1 teaspoon of love is going to come back to us. And that's the journey of a bee. 10,000 trips to make one little teaspoon of honey. So I'm like, well, I only got a couple thousand ceremonies, if that. So maybe another 10,000 ceremonies, maybe we'll find a little sweetness of life. Because it'll take that much to recover from generations of nothing or dysfunctions, right? So I'm like, wow, we got a ways to go here, because if we want a teaspoon of spiritual love, we're going to have to work for it. We got to dedicate ourselves for that. That's our priority. It's not the ceremonial and the spiritual. I'm going to take vacation and go do that on my vacation, but I'm going to go find something in my vacation from the spiritual just to go share some more or something, So anyway, I'm going through all this stuff. I'm like, wow, we got a long ways to go to say we have spiritual, we have something. So, we need help. We need to support each other, and we keep navigating, So as we finishing this last third camp here coming up on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, then we go to Santa Ynez ceremonies and take care of ourselves too, And then another place, and then I go back to Guatemala, and then August, the Waksha Kibbutz back here, gathering up what makes sense for us, what we love. And the 10,000 ceremonies, maybe we'll have a little bit of spiritual, and just kind of thinking for myself, maybe some bees, maybe 2 trips, and because they're already picking up 9,800 and 998 trips from another, like Joaquin or somebody else, or Juan here, that they already have that, and then some of us have to do more because it takes us that much more, and so imagining co-creating that together, and that's what the Elder Circle and other things, they did that for us. They gather the wisdom of thousands of other knowledge and wisdom, and they brought it to us. So we participated a couple hundred times, maybe if that. So we got thousands to go, at least, in my thinking today, to celebrate this full light, preparing, asking for good health for everybody, asking good mind, asking to have good meditations, asking for good prayers, asking for good food to nourish us, give us strength, asking us for clearing the challenges because they're real, and then give it away. When we gain something nice, we give it away. Say, hey, thank you. This was something that I did, I carved, or they gave me this feather or something, and then we give it away because maybe, it will be good, appreciative over there, and just a gift to each other, So this is our gift today, is to always keep this fire, this rhythm going, as we see ebb and flow of our relations, and they know we're here. No matter when or how, we're gonna be doing this as long as we can, and then keep hearing the prayers of others. So I'm gonna give it back to you, ladies, for this day, and thank you for this beautiful time together, and so give it back to you. Oh.
Yeah, thank you. Today was the day in the Mayan calendar of Wakino, which is the wisdom of the Mother Earth, and just really feeling that so present in your share, and obviously what we've been doing here at Deer Mountain, and just I really echo that hope, and just the regenerative quality of the earth, and how so much has been destroyed and lost and disrupted, and yet it's all there, and it's coming back, and just like that love and that care that we give to the earth, and then she responds, and just seeing that beauty reflected in so many magical things that we're witnessing, and even we're continuing in this season. The summer solstice came in, but it's been really cool, and little bits of rain, and just so distinct this year, and I feel like there's so much that is hopeful, and yes, it requires a lot of work and a lot of dedication, but what better thing to do? It feels like really really good medicine that comes from that. So I'm just, as always, feeling a lot of gratitude, and just the poignant quality of life, and how there's beauty and there's tragedy, and it's all like woven together, and this time of a lot of things dying, a lot of things birthing, and it's all happening simultaneously. And how do we just be with that, and how do we hold that, and be in that space of love through all of it? Feels really, really good teachings for this time. Just really grateful for all that has been shared, and like you said, Eric, that the like the ancestors that have lived here on this land, the Shasta people that walked this land. We made an altar for them and brought the picture that we have of somebody that gave us that photo of some of the Shasta that lived on this land. And we put it on the altar, and that's where so many people were finding obsidian blades and a piece of a pestle from a mortar and pestle. And yeah, as we're embodying, and the children are learning and doing the old ways, that are still apply now. And then all these like pieces of the past emerging and coming together, and just that's so powerful. Yeah. And so I just really want to express my gratitude for all those ancient carriers of wisdom and all that has endured. That was almost lost, and some things were lost, but then some things are being dreamed back into being, visioned back into being. And for all those that are doing the work to allow themselves to be the hollow bones and bring that back to this world, I'm just feeling so much gratitude. So yeah, just thank you. I'd like to pass it to you. Yeah.
It's been such an incredible pleasure just to observe and to watch and to feel. I know that a lot of things have been spoken about what we are going through as individuals and as collectives, as those holding families, those who may be solitary people. We're all connected. We're all witnessing and experiencing this. And just that turning over, I really want to speak to the tenderness of our presence and not being so afraid to make a mistake or to be ready enough that we hesitate, and really showing up how we can each day with each other. The other day, I was, I think, juggling 75 plates or something, literally. And there was a person in front of me who I could just feel, we do that even with strangers, we can feel them. And this is a time of allowing ourselves to not turn away and to notice what is it that may make me do that, And I chose to be vulnerable and say, right now, I'm juggling so much, but I want you to know I feel you. And if it helps at all, when my plate is ready, we can sit together. And so much flowed from that. Sometimes there's nothing to do but be with each other, and just be gentle. I love your words around how, like the sunflowers return to the sun. It's very easy for us, just with time and space and the right kind of nourishment, which sometimes is just another human being, not trying to save us or tell us what to do, but to be with us, to bundle ourselves together in our strength and in our presence. And that's what I feel really called to share right now, because that is what we need. And that is what keeps coming through, at least on my walk as this woman at this period of time. The time from spring equinox to the summer solstice has been rich with reflections of what it means to be a mother and a father and a son and a daughter, so that we can prepare really to be elders. Whether we have children or not, we're all here as caretakers of each other and first and foremost of ourselves. And I'm trying my best to do my own good work so that I can show up for others. And I just want to acknowledge that. I want to thank people for their vulnerability, for their willingness to not turn away from opportunities to nurture each other. Or thank you for the moments that you notice that and you bring it back to your own heart and examine what it was that made that hesitation so that we can carry something else next time and be there for each other. We never know what each other is going through. We never know the nourishment in our own presence for others. It's always immensely humbling and beautiful to to share your heart. You know, sometimes that's sharing that you've been going through that too, or that just here's some water. You know, when I know not what to do, I just know I can offer water. And sometimes that's enough because we're just trusting, right? There's this infinite wisdom within each one of us. Just like the earth holding those seed banks, we have them here. And we have nourishment for each other. And we have the capacity to help just dig something up and turn over that earth of each other's hearts gently. Just with our passing by, our walks, our words, the pouring of a cup of tea. So I just want to be a mama and be a daughter right now and share those things because they're so important. And it was an honor to just cook for these camps and help in the ways that I did this time and really get to soak in that space of every single one of us in a family, in a village, in a community, and in a home have so much to help and offer others. And if we just are willing, we get to flourish in these ways. So I'm giving thanks on this summer solstice for the ways that I've received that and the ways that I just get to serve it and just keep asking, how can I do in service to life? And get yourself out of the way, because if you're serving life, well, you're serving yourself, you know, without that preoccupation of self. But just learning more deeply all the expression of even my own prayers in this life. And I want to thank you for being a reflection, each one of you. So thank you so much. May you flower, may you nurture, may you just receive the loving reflection from yourself. Everything you see out there that's beautiful, bring it back. This beautiful teenage girl in the circle, we were just having some reflections of some gratitude, and it was a slip, but it was wonderful. She was trying to say, oh, so the mountains are so beautiful, it's so beautiful here, and she just said, I am so beautiful. And everybody said, yes, you are. You know, so thank you for your beauty, and may you receive the reflection of your own beauty in everything that you find inspirational around you in the elements. Blessings to you this summer. And I would like to pass it over to Juan. Anything you'd wish to share? Thank you so much for coming and being. Thank you so much for the gift of your beautiful family and the opportunity to just walk the road in such a good way. You're such an inspiration, Juan. Thank you for blessing my life.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't like to talk much, and the fact that I'm here is a blessing to me, not to everybody else. As Eric is speaking, and as you're speaking, Raquel, I think about how hard it was to get here. Here, being with you all, here being where I'm at, and the ability to allow that. Getting here was so difficult, but being here is so easy. All that I can share is what I've made mine. So it's through my own experiences that I can share life or feelings or understanding or be vulnerable, because I've experienced it, and it's not something that I shouldn't have done. And yet it was difficult going through all those experiences. And there's so many that I look back and I'm able to understand people, what they're asking, and grasp at many places in my life. Sharing things with Eric will give me more experiences, more knowledge. But I also have to think, what am I learning from this? Because words are beautiful, but I have to be able to attach myself to a word, because it's not so easy just to listen and learn. I have to carry those words with me. And then finally realize at one point, I work with horses, and I've worked with some that they tell you once they do it, they've processed what you're trying to ask of them. And I'm like that, but it takes me many months, sometimes years, to process something. And I've learned that about myself. These classes that we share, Rick has told me for years, for close to 20 years, to show up to classes, come to the classes. And I always cry about, well, I have nothing to offer. And he always says, just show up. And one of you all mentioned showing up. And it's so true, we don't have to understand why, but it allows us to learn of why we're there at that moment, of who needs us. We don't have to know, but we don't have to search for it. But that need of people, I was raised by my father to understand that I'm here to serve, and to never put myself ahead of anyone. I'm not any less, but I'm not any more than what I am or other people. Yet I learned to serve through music. Was a musician for most of my life. And that's all at that moment I could give. And that was my heart. And what I share now is my heart. So I'm learning that in my late life, that one of you, I think it was you, Raquel, mentioned that we don't have to be prepared for what we're being asked to do. And once again, just show up and we do the best we can at that moment. And that best is just being yourself. Because somebody needs you somewhere. Everywhere that you travel, that I've traveled, I encounter somebody, not everywhere, not every moment, but I can make a long trip, a 1 week, 2 week, 1 month trip. And all it was to meet one person, possibly at a gas station, in a quick conversation. And I understand that that was the reason why I did this month-long trip, thinking that it was my plan, but all along, it was the intention of something bigger than myself to be there at that moment. And we all are in that place. You all are here in this organization, if I call it organization, yeah, this together with everybody here. It's so beautiful. You know, I told Eric, I wish I was 30 years younger, so I could attach myself to him and learn these ways, because I'm always isolated from these things, and I love and appreciate the fact that you all are here. Even I wish we were here gathered around this beautiful living room and talking, so I could see each one of you personally. And hopefully I do get to meet you, and hopefully I get to touch you someday in a good way. Thank you, all, Melissa, Raquel, Eric, for allowing me to be here today. My mind wanders, or goes in so many directions, and I have a hard time, my mouth has a hard time catching up to my thoughts. So thank you all for listening. I love the beauty of people who eyes tell me I'm listening to you. I have the time for you. And that's the beauty of us giving our time to someone else. It's so important. People need to be heard. And we're fully capable of listening to them, not just hearing, but listening to them. And we don't have to offer an answer. That's the healing of listening. And I feel in this place that you all are giving to me. So thank you for your time.
Yes, ahorita. Yeah, thank you, Juan, and Eddie, and Raquel, and everybody. You know, we come to these places to have family. You know, to unify our thoughts and our emotions. Like it's been said, you know, like me, I say, I need you. You know, we need each other. And when that's recognized, you know, so like, what do we have to offer each other? You know, like that's the presence, you know, like all the way down in Brazil, or Hawaii, California, Oregon, where else, you know, New York and so forth, you know, just place, you know, but it's all over the Mother Earth, you know, and we know that our relatives are everywhere, you know, like, and a lot of our people are doing the same thing. I'm thinking that others are having gatherings, ceremonies, sweats, you know, prayers, celebrating this moment that we can focus, that we are receiving this light, you know, the strong fire from the sun. So, like earlier days, the others, you know, in the sun dances and and praying for the earth, praying for our people. You know, we are choosing these things, not being forced to do nothing. You know, this is our choice now. They don't need to force us to do nothing. So we navigating, and then when we get there, it's like, oh, okay, what do we do? This is new, you know. We don't know what to do exactly, you know. But then we get to the spirit way, thoughts, and then like the flow is there. Because we remember through our spiritual DNA or whatever we want to call it, we know it. We know what we have to do. We heard and we read the big pamphlets in Sweden, leaders of the world. You know, Kirana was there, Hedy, others, Oren Lyons, some of the Six Nations, Hopi, other people. And then we read the things as we know what we have to do, but we choose not to do it or do the opposite, you know. And so these are the leaders, world leaders. They know what has to happen, and they're choosing not to. So we know maybe a little bit, and or maybe we don't know the whole story. We got to go find out. We got to, at least for me, go into the spirit to say, hey, what is this? Why this does not match what they say? Like Juan said, the eyes don't match the words, or the attitude don't match what they're saying, or the actions don't match something. So like, wow, wait a minute. Now what? So we found and we seen, and then now we co-create these circles. You know, I think I call myself, I grew up with the elder circle, hearing about all this. You know, we didn't have computers, and that we just met up around the fire. Different native country, all over the place, Canada, United States, you know. And then we took off into the south, you know, Colombia, Peru, Guatemala, Mexico, you know. And then all together over there, Europe, other places, you know. So it's been beautiful too, but at the same time, you know, that we need to share it, you know. So, the other day I was asking, like, why don't you write a book or something? It's like, oh, well, we're trying, you know, we're kind of working. And it's like, okay, well, that's what they want the world to be, you know, blocking ignorance, and then blocking any kind of ceremonial sacred things that are coming out. They don't want it, you know. And so it's okay, you know, it's just a little while. We're here longer, and you know, does it matter or not? I don't know, you know, but we're just gonna keep trying to do that, you know, like this, you know, gathering up this, hear each other. So I want to open it up to one of you, two of you, to see what do you want to share, you know, maybe from the young people. Reina's there, and Stella, you know, others, Jackie and Gabby, you know, young people here that, wow, you guys are doing amazing things in the world. And so maybe you want to share something, you know, like the other night, I was like that saying, you know, like all this dialogue, you know, should I wake her up? Should I just go? Should I just get up? I can't get up because my base is numb already. I don't know if I can fall. You know, it's taking me, you know. And then the cross, again, this is my second time in the crossroads, like it's showing me a decision making. I'm like, wow, what is up? Why is it up to me? You know, but it was maybe this dialogue to bring it to us, you know, a dialogue of like, yeah, it's moments that we have left, you know. And so what do we want to leave? You know, what's your story that you want to leave in underneath a stone, like a time capsule, or inscribe it with a song up on a mountain top, or in a cave, you know. You go in there, and then some in the future, oh, I hear you. I see your shadow on the wall of this cave, and I hear you. You know, hear your song, I hear your prayer, and it makes a difference to them, maybe. You know, or it's just the way it is. Just we come by, spend our time, and just leave. You know, and take what we can, take whatever, you know, or leave it as whatever. You know. But I think the soul is yearning, for at least my soul, is yearning for that clean water. You know, clean air, a peaceful world. Is yearning for these kids not to be, you know, kind of left out in the cold. You know, like and so, or our elders, others, you know. So we're taking care of our parents, sometimes very nice to us or not, you know. The same thing with our kids, maybe not so nice, or maybe yes sometimes. And then the grandkids, maybe we know some of them, maybe we don't. But we got this far. And then maybe the stories will be heard later, you know. And so that's kind of what are your story? Some of you want to share, you know, to leave it here, leave it in the holograph of our memories and with each other, you know. So hope.
Good morning, everybody. I just feel so, yeah, my heart feels so warm and just exploding to be sitting here with you all this morning. It took me a little bit longer to get on the call because at the last moment I decided I wanted to be outside, and in the middle of our call I'm sitting, I have my like garage building behind me, but what's in front of me is the pond. And in the middle of our call, this great blue heron came and landed in the pond about like 20 feet in front of me. And I've been watching her as she's like moving very slowly and gracefully across the water. And the water is so still and she's so beautiful. And I was just watching this, this way of reflection, and her reflection in the water, and the wisdom that she brings of being both on the land and in the water and bridging these worlds. And it just feels so potent for me right now because I feel like I'm in a huge transformation and things have been really challenging for me, and I'm moving through a lot and and releasing a lot, and just like in that fire and in that like, oh, things feel hard and I feel alone and overwhelmed and all of these things that are coming up with holding my land here. And then in the middle of all of that, I get reminded of these little channels of spirit that come through, of the heron in the pond, and my mulberry tree is full of doves. And so I'm sitting in all of this that's coming through and reminded that I'm held between the heron and the doves. And it's like this glimmer of spirit and this reflection of holding both of these worlds, and the beauty and the grace that comes from being in the deep transformation, and all of the light and the like renewal and just amazing grace and wisdom of spirit that comes when you're traversing these really deep places, and that the deep places are portals for like more of the beauty of the light coming through. And so I feel like a big part of the medicine that I'm holding right now is the knowing of both of those things, and the like wisdom and the grace to hold it all and to keep being present, and solidifying my like walk and prayer and deepening to spirit in these moments of like everyday life. And even last night, the thunder was like rolling through the land and the sky was all big and pink, and I'm just out in the back field, like felt so called to go out there and like dancing on the earth, and all of these like prayers coming through just by going out and standing in my back field and feeling the earth move through my body, and just the like poignancy and the beauty of these like really deep feelings that are coming through and that are opening up to all of this beauty. And so I feel like that's where I'm at right now, and that's what I have to offer the group and the wisdom of this time. And yeah, I woke up this morning just feeling so like happy and alive, and yeah, so grateful for all of you, and grateful to be a part of this circle, and all of the ways that being in relationship with all of you have opened up big, beautiful, deep healing in my life. And so grateful for Hetty and Eric and Kirana and Raquel and everybody else for listening to my words and allowing me to speak, and for your presence this morning. Yeah, so I think I'll just leave it with that. And happy, beautiful summer solstice to you all.
Thank you. I don't know if the unmute was for everybody or it jumped to me, but it was on my screen and I said, okay, yeah. I think in the chat, I wanted to share with Tata Juan, your presence speaks so much. And I wanted to thank you for that. And yeah, like I feel right now when the rectangle is green around, it's like, oh, everyone's hearing me speak. Yes, there's so much that we want to share. And even with our presence or just looking into each other's eyes and just that smile, that we really feel that's a reflection of our heart. And, just so grateful for all the words, grateful for the time here. I just took a trip. I came back late last night. And of course, that part of me is like, I'll just sleep in. I said, no, I know, my family, it's a family reunion here. So I want to come back. I want to, just connect. And even the beauty of technology that, yes, we're, sprinkled all around but we come together to hear our words, to see our images, to see the energy of who we are, and to be able to reflect where we are in our humanness. And, in the summer solstice, I'm very much aware of breaking through my old patterns of who I've been and what I've thought the world to be in this limited way, like that was alluding to, these stories that we were given that actually are not the truth. So we dig deep inside of ourselves to find what is really real. And the time is now to do that. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this community, to be able to be, yes, vulnerable, to be able to come with my humanness and with my heart, like Tata Juan said, doing the best that we can, just showing up, just being here, being present, and not having to look like anything or be like anything, like putting all the stories aside and just laying ourselves, like naked in front of each other. That's real family. And that's how we're all going to grow. So, I'm so grateful. Many of you I've seen here. We've had intimate times together. For those that I haven't, and, this is an intimate time, I feel, because I feel like everyone's heart is just like me, we're just like this one big heart. And that's intimate. That's special. That's something that, like Tata said earlier, the memories. We have the memories, be it in deep ceremony when we're in that beautiful journey, or even here, I'll say I'm in my PJs, just in the comfort of my home, like, wow, okay, let's just be together here. And so, with this humbleness, I just share my words that, yeah, I have lots to say, but what comes out with my mouth, I like that one too. My mouth is trying to catch everything because we're so inspired. I mean, I feel so inspired by each and every one of you, by your presence, by your words, even by the way that you're holding yourself right now in that attention to each other, because attention is love. So I'm learning more and more what I'm paying attention to and what I'm cultivating in my life. And my prayer for myself and for each one of us is that we find that, and I know we have it. That's why we're here. We've already heard the call. We are the call. We feel it inside. And just to to really be with it. And one of my favorite quotes, I love quotes, is by a man named Jonathan Swift. And I'll close with this. His quote is, "May you live all the days of your life." And that's my parting words to everyone for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Reina. Yeah. Maya, you got it? You have to unmute yourself.
Aloha from Hawaii. We thought we'd just come up here for a quick one. Yeah, so happy summer solstice to everybody. I just finished a 3.5 day juice fast, and in alignment with the summer solstice, and with that, just aligning with the Mayan day lords, which has been so inspiring and has brought so much wisdom. And I don't know, I just feel like a brand new person with the summer solstice. There's just been so much light ignited within me, and like Tata and Uncle was saying, like, just be yourself and share what you have to share. And I'm really feeling that now, like all this wisdom that my dad has taught me my whole entire life. Like I never had like a spiritual awakening. Like I got birthed into it, and that's so, like, to be able to honor that path and to be able to walk this beauty way and show my kids this beauty way of honoring Mother Earth and the center. And here we are, centering ourselves on 6-0, giving thanks to Mother Earth and honoring this life and honoring this path of being a mom. Say hi. It's just been so incredible, and I'm so thankful, and I'm thankful to sit in circles like this. I'm holding a cacao ceremony later here in Hawaii with a bunch of wonderful women, and that's so exciting for me to be able to be stepping into my power and stepping into my truth and stepping into this knowledge and my roots of being a Mayan woman. And it's such a blessing, and I thank you, Hetty and Dad, for assisting me along this beautiful, beautiful journey that we have been on together. And Hetty, I'll be holding my macaw fan tonight, and that Pleiadian beautiful mother energy, and I'm just so thankful. And yeah, here's a little bit of Mother Earth for you guys. I hope you guys can hear it. It's so loud. I'm going to be doing a ceremony offering my first moon time from after I gave birth to Matali'i. It came just in alignment with the sun. So I'm going to be doing a little ceremony here and then heading out to prepare my cacao tita. So love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this beautiful day and do what you can to get outside and soak up some sun and ground in the earth barefoot and just enjoy this beautiful summer solstice week. Thank you guys. Love you.
Thank you, Mika. Love you.
Does anybody else like to say something?
I really love that. Cool, Maya. Thank you.
This is in her yard.
Hawaii, behind her, the house. Yeah, it's not too far. Yeah.
Nah.
Anybody else?
Pretty awesome. Yeah, I would like to share and just enjoying and soaking up this circle. It's so beautiful. And as I was sitting here, a spider kept going across my desk right in front of me. And so my initial reaction is like, oh, I got to get that, you know, either take care of it or cover it up or something. But then I just started watching it and started going, well, we're in circle, we're in ceremony here. So, what is the message? And I just felt like it was just, you know, connect to that web, that web of life. And so that spider has been going back and forth across me here. And it's nice to see things in a little deeper, more beautiful way. And so that's one thing. And life here in Oregon has just been pretty incredible lately, at least for myself and Zincala here. We've been having a lot of ceremony, mostly sweats, and some teachings, and teaching the Lakota tradition and songs to a group of people. and in just taking life and ourselves and just a lot deeper. And so, life has really, really been incredible. And was listening last night to a man, Wayne Dyer. I know a lot of you have heard of him, and he's passed, but he was talking about his family. And with a lot of the stories of the children and what they're getting from the land, it kind of brought this story back to me. And the story was basically his young daughter was upset with him. And so she was just kind of in a little bitchy mood and criticizing him. And then, of course, he started getting a little bit bent out of shape. And then, of course, his daughter said, well, if your students could see the great master Wayne Dyer now, what would they say? Because he was just like, then he sort of went, oh, it kind of brought it home to him. Yes, that he wasn't in that place of really, coming from that place of being centered. But then, and she was saying, and as a dad, I don't know how I ever got here. And he said, well, you chose me. And with a lot of the thoughts is that before we come onto this earth, we choose our life, and we choose a lot of the challenges in our life that are to come. And so, his daughter was thinking about it for a while, and, she didn't know what to say. And so this morning, I just remember just standing in front of my altar and praying, and I started thinking about that. I started thinking about just the choices I've made in my life. And, and some of them, especially, well, even now, but especially when I was younger, some of those choices I made were pretty crazy. And especially with a lot of alcohol and some drugs and just relationships that weren't healthy, and getting into a kind of a bad place and going through a period of depression. And I just remember that depression led me to just getting to a point where it's like, I don't want to live this way any longer. And from that place of being, truthful to myself. And I started exploring different paths, which led me to meditation, and a teacher, and psychology, and eventually the Red Road. But then in thinking back to Wayne Dyer, I started thinking about, did I choose this? Did I choose these obstacles in my life? And I have to just say truthfully that yes, in the bigger picture, I mean, not the picture that I walk through daily, that I'm confused a lot or crazy or whatever, but in the bigger picture, I have to say, yes, I've chosen this way. I've chosen these obstacles in my path, and it's not easy always, but these choices have really brought a lot of richness and a lot of growth in my life and in other people's life around me. So I really feel honored to walk this path. I hope I stay around a while. Because the realizations are just like, wow, I chose this. This is incredible. I couldn't have written a better story. And then it takes some of the guilt and the shame of some of the especially earlier choices that I did. I started making sense to some of those things too. That this life is incredible. It really is. So I hope all of you stay around for a long time. We can live into our hundreds, right? Goodwill, the good Lord, Creator willing, and or at least we can live our lives with the fullness of just the beauty of every day. So I guess if I could just share a little song, I would really love to just do that. And the song just says, "Grandfather, have pity upon me, so that the people can live." Si malayo way kashila si malayo way kashila si malayo Hey, hiya, hey, hiya, hey, hiya, hey, ya, wani wachi lo, hey, hiya, hey, hiya. Hey, hiya, hiya, wani wachi lo, hey. Whoa!
Thank you, Little Rope. Beautiful. Irana?
Mm. Mm. I'd like to just say thank you so much, that I'm so grateful and so honored to be here with you all in this circle today. And I had my timings messed up, and I arrived to the circle and the call late today. And I arrived when Tata Juan was speaking. And I want to thank you so much for who you are and the essence that you are, that you carry, and sharing your words were just so, so deeply touching. There's just such an incredible sense of truth in your being and the way that you share. And I want to say thank you for who you are and all the ways that you bring that forward in the world. Matios, Dad. I want to say thank you to you, Tata Eric, and Nun Hetty, and Nun Raquel, for creating this space and holding this circle, and all that you do with so much heart and so much love, and these opportunities for us to connect in such a deep way, to feel this sacred connection, to feel this connection, not just amongst us who are here, but this incredible unifying force, this opportunity and this possibility, this vision that we hold for unifying our humanity, at this time. And this is a microcosm of that. This is this opportunity for us to see what's possible, and feeling the love here. It's so, so palpable. And it's so encouraging and uplifting. And Nana and Tata and Nana and Tata for the gift of these camps that are being held there now, you know, for these young people and learning these ways of these survival skills and being deeply, deeply connected to the earth. I'm so grateful for all of you for creating these opportunities, you know, that help to bring us home, because we need it, because we live in a world where that is not the norm. That is not the way that most of us live our daily lives. And it's so incredibly important and nourishing, and creates transformation. I mean, just absolute transformation, just to connect in this call and this, in these moments, you know, to reground myself into the sacred and to what's possible. So I just want to share so much gratitude to all of you, and especially to Tata Eric. Thank you. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for your love, for your wisdom, for your walk, for your medicine. Yeah, and staying true to this path, to continue sharing it with everything in you. Mhm. Oh, and blessings to everybody in this beautiful solstice time. Thank you so much. It's beautiful to see you, and I look forward to seeing many of you soon down south here and back up in Deer Mountain. And yeah, looking forward to meeting those of you who I don't yet know. Mathieu, shall we?
Thank you, Nankirana. Those words were spoken at the beginning, but there's so much gratitude. You know, we all have such immense gifts to the circle. And thank you for the ways that you blessed my life, all of our lives. And may the way that we're able to all relate to each other just be such good examples for others, you know. There was an opportunity that we had recently where Kirana, Hetty, and I actually got to just have a cup of tea and stay up a little late and chat. And we realized, wow, we're always serving others and we're just talking, sharing tea. And some beautiful words came through, some wisdom that I really carry, which was, it is just so beautiful how we can hold each other in our humanity and our divinity. And that is just so true. So thank you. You know, such good teachings around self-love and the dissolving of hesitation or shame. You know, where we can harvest from all of our life experiences to make, you know, carry that nectar to make the honey. And it's just such a gift. So I think we did our job where we're smiling from the inside and out. And I just want to invite you all back home again and echo those words from Nankirana around gathering that will be happening in Santa Ynez, and of course the gatherings that continue like a steady heartbeat here at Deer Mountain and in Guatemala at Patsiapa. So I really just thank you for being part of our circle and invite you to join us again. And just greetings to our Haida relatives as well. I want to give a special invitation for you and your extended community to join us for our Mayan Days of Spiritual Renewal. That's going to be falling in August this year for Wakshakibats. And we have this beautiful opportunity to flow straight from that into a time with our Haida grandmother, Isabel Borick, who is a weaver, and she will be sharing some time and space with us to weave together. And in honor of the Haida and their traditional ways, this isn't a workshop about learning Haida weavings. It's a space held by this beautiful elder with each other to reconnect to what it means to weave spirit, to heal ourselves, gathering all the pieces and making something that has integrity, to hold ourselves together, to wrap each other up, to carry the offerings. And I just want to invite you and hope to see you soon. And in all the ways you've touched our lives, I'm just so grateful, really so grateful. I sing to you. I sing to you when I'm driving in the car by myself or I'm in the shower. It's like, oh, here's another moment just to sing to everybody, to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kirana. Beautiful words, and yeah, look at all we gained, you know. Nothing has been lost. Beauty all around, and incredible reflections of all our relations, you know, that we start to see reflections of 30, 40 years of this, and it's beautiful. So thank you. And thank you everybody who shared, and looking forward to seeing you coming up in this camp. And then the other ones, you know, I think we finished one and we got to hurry up and pack it all to get down south, you know. But that's going to be nice, and then come back up again, and then pack again, and then leave for Guatemala. So yeah, get your suitcases ready, and here we go, right? So Makiyosha Hari.
Thank you so much, and for everyone that maybe had something in their heart and mind to express on the call. It feels like we're coming to the end of our time, but just really appreciating this circle of special beings here and all that may receive the recording, and just there's so much immense gratitude. Like I always have a giant smile on my face at the end of these calls and feel really, really filled up and just grateful, always grateful. So really pray that we can carry this medicine into this summertime, and whatever you're doing in your life, and the people that you'll be meeting up with and walking with. Yeah, just be in touch with us as you can, and just sending so many love and blessings out for all of our relations. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you came to be part of this circle with us, Juan, and hope that you will continue to do so wherever you are. And for all of us. So thank you.
And I invite you to unmute and share your voice and vibration, if that's in gratitude or just a farewell for now until next time. Yeah, many blessings from Deer Mountain.
We don't want to leave.
Bye, everyone. Good to see you.
Yes.
Love you all.
Thank you, everybody. We are all connected. Thank you.
Oh, there she shows.
Yeah, she wants to say hi to Maya if Maya's still here. I don't know if Maya jumped
Maya.
off. Oh, I think Maya jumped off.
Oh no, she's there.
Because,
Hi, bye.
hi, everybody.
God
Blessings, everyone. Mwah.
Thank you, everybody.
Let me say bye, Ishi. Love you guys.
Thank you.
That's a big leg.
So much love. All right. Carry the sweetness out. Thank you.
Right.
Bye.